Yo, what is good, guys? What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Magnum Minds podcast. It's your boy, Fon the Villain. To my left, we got the homie back in town. Toes, what's good, man?
Hey everyone, it's me, Lag. Thank you for tuning in. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful for everyone that's been listening and commenting and interacting with us on social media. We're loving the attention, the love from you guys, and we're hoping to get more of it. So leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done that already. So for the next hour or so, we're gonna try to do our best to entertain you guys.
Yes, sir. We're gonna do our best, man. And yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate the comments that are finally coming in. Those are very much looking lively. Also, the polls are getting answered, which is cool. Once again, Spotify, go check out the polls out there. You audio listeners on Apple Podcasts, just go out there and do your thing, man. We're loving the views. The viewership is really cool. It's great.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, we're just gonna. This is it. We've been pushing. We've been grinding. It's a few months in now. And man, that we're moving steady. So let us know what you like. Let us know what you don't like. We'll change it if we want to. But yeah, man. Back again with another episode. We haven't done this in a minute. It's been a hot minute. And what's funny is we're just talking to Dylan. I was like, bro, we could have just recorded half of the stuff, going from all the tacos and shit.
Yeah.
Nah.
Prior to turning on the camera, Doe was in the room. We were just talking about. Every time we talk, I talk to Doe. I feel like I can just talk to Doe for hours about the most random shit.
Yeah.
Cause we just talking about like all the food, how food prices has changed so much in Oklahoma, like fast food and whatnot. I remember I was just looking at the Taco Bell menu the other night, and like a box used to be like $5, and like you get like a taco, a burrito, and like you get
Wasn't
a drink,
a complimentary taco in there too. Like whatever you got, that wasn't a Taco Bell. Like I used to just get like your quesadilla, and then whatever you order, it comes with a taco.
Really?
Sworn, yeah. Back in the day,
maybe the person taking your order just thought you were cute or something, bro. I don't know.
But you said a box was what?
Like $5. Now I look at the box the other night. It was like $8, $9.
$8, $9?
Yeah.
Damn,
man.
Doubled up.
So
that's
I don't
crazy.
know. That's just my cue to meal prep and not eat out as much.
My cue to meal prep. Speaking of which, being out much, man's was just out on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Prices there were looking better or what?
Honestly, competition is good for consumers. I feel like because there are so many like food places there that serves almost the same things, just a little bit different. That prices can't get too high.
Right.
But here in Oklahoma, when you have someone that like specializes in something and like there's only one of one, they can charge what the fuck they want.
Yeah, because you're gonna come back.
You're
gonna come back. Speaking of, it's actually funny. I don't know. I didn't mention this earlier whenever Doe was here, but my guy, do you know Raul? Raul Cabay.
Yeah. We went to high school together.
He just I met him at was it Oklahoma Christian? Either Oklahoma Christian or UCO. But shout out to the boy Raul. He's also he had his master's. This is probably a few years ago.
He's nurse, right?
No, I think he ended up getting his PA. I'll double check.
Okay.
But he moved to Spain, I believe. He was in Spain for a little bit, and then I'm sure can't remember when he came back, but I just saw he posted that he was opening a restaurant. Yeah,
really?
He said it. He actually, when he posted it, he said, "Yo, we've been open since 22 or 23." I was like, "You've been open that long?" I had no idea, and I was like, "I know you would know because you be trying everything." It's called Cafe Soul.
Oh, I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's like in Edmond / Deer Creek area. So if you guys are in Oklahoma, go out to Cafe Soul, show the boy some love. I'm gonna try to make that a mission to go this week. We should probably go.
Yeah.
I hit up the boy Morgan and see because I remember he was saying we should do dinner or something one time. But
that makes sense because the few times I ran into Raul, it was at Sam's Club. He was buying supplies. He was buying supplies. Okay, that makes sense. Cafe Soul.
Cafe Soul. Yeah, I just saw it.
What kind of food is it?
It's Mexican and Guatemalan stuff. Yeah. But I think it's from Guatemala. So
bet.
Yeah, it's like, bro, the authentic tacos, everything. Because apparently they had a food truck too before. Then they just opened up the
That's
restaurant.
why I sound familiar because I feel like I've heard about the food truck.
The food truck?
Yeah, or I've heard the name. The name has came.
Cafe Soul.
Yeah, maybe because every time I look up like Hispanic food near me, like pops up.
Yeah.
But if I knew it was his, we would have been supporting.
Since
22 is crazy.
Bro,
like
22 is nuts.
Yeah, the market. You gotta bring up the marketing game, Raul.
Yeah,
dang.
They made a little trailer kind of thing, and I saw it, and I immediately just messaged back on the thing. I was like, bro, I'm gonna be out there.
Yeah.
I gotta come. Come support the boy. Gotta try it out. So yeah, once again, Cafe Soul. It's in Deer Creek. I'm trying to find the address or whatever. We're gonna tag it. And yeah, go show some love out there. But that being said, enough big back activities. What the boys is bringing to you today. We're gonna talking about all these shorties that are having a little too much bread for our liking. No, too much bread is jokes, but just females being females, of course, with how society is going today. Obviously, there's been a major shift in the amount of money that the genders are making, males versus female, and females are making a lot more, which is a good thing. I want to premise that first. Amazing thing, amazing idea. Now, of course, and this has been said a million times, I'm sure, on like other podcasts, where it's like with that much more power comes more responsibility. With that much more money comes more power, right? So it's like, what's your perception? What's your take on one? Just to keep it simple, we're gonna talk having a female or talking to someone or dating someone that maybe is making a tremendous amount of money more than you. Yeah. Versus, I don't know how you just feel like it. What's your take on it? What's your take on the level of which men are not making as much bread, and then the females also, you know, just getting up there with the monies?
For me, I think it's gonna be subjective. It's gonna be like situational.
Fair.
Yeah. If I'm just generalizing, I keep hearing about how women these days are more unhappy now than they've ever been. And I think it was compared to the compared to the independency that they've gained from men. And whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I think the idea of having like the traditional nuclear family has always worked. And now I think, like you said, like it's shifting to women are just more independent, just doing their own thing. And like I don't mind my women's making more than me. Honestly, almost prefer it. Yeah, like especially if it's like a good woman who is not just like out here just doing whatever she wants to do because she has more has bread or whatever. And like there's like a respect for the man in the house still, and it's like even if and the money, it's just a byproduct of her loving what she does, like from her passion or her in life or whatever it may be. Because there are some you can have a passion that pays a lot. That doesn't mean like that doesn't change you as a person. I feel like it doesn't make you more or less of a person. It's just that's just how it is. That's just
the results of your right. It's the results of your aspirations. And
stuff. So I've never had issues with like I've dated women that had more money than me because their families are wealthy or whatever. Maybe it's never affected me. I think why it didn't affect me because I just didn't have an expectation for them to take care of me because of that money.
Because of all the
I still want to play my role. Like I still want to do things that makes me feel good. Like do things for my woman that makes me feel good as a man.
That's fair, and I think that's what it comes down to. Is like as the guys, like you just gotta, like it shouldn't change your mindset. No. Like if you're already that type of guy in which you already know that you want to be the provider, protector, which I know those are fighting words for some people nowadays. But it's like you want to be that person to be there for your person. It's not gonna. It's really in actuality, isn't gonna change anything. But okay, that's fair. I don't think. Definitely been with females that have. I mean, technically, all the females dated made more money because that man's been a student forever. And then now I'm a student with no job, or sorry, well, always
a graduate with no job,
but graduated no job yet. It's coming, but so it's always kind of been the case. But I think just going back to what you said, I don't think it's really affected me in any kind of way. However. And again, this is why I know we said we got to get some more shorties on the panel just to get the female perspective, but we're just giving what we understand, right? Is I have seen a lot of women who are like, yeah, we're in this space now. We're making more bread. Fellas, step up your game. If you don't, we're not really not batting an eye to, men them who just can't keep up. Because if they can come from where they came from and start like making all this stuff for themselves, which again, props to you guys. It's like, as guys and man, then we should be able to, life is hard, but we should be able to try to get up there and at least match. So the one thing again is just like when I hear we're not gonna date down, that's when I start getting a little irky, just because I don't think it should be considered like looking like just because you're making more money. Like the dating down part is just like sure, down as in they're not as financially you know, what's it called, successful as you. But
Yeah.
it's like when, and this is just gonna be a hot take, but when if a fella was like making millions
Mm-hmm.
and he's talking to a girl that works as a coffee barista, which they can probably make a lot of money, but not millions, right? And he says, "Oh, I've always been dating these coffee shop girls, and I'm just always dating down. Like, why
Mm-hmm.
would I be like? You
Yeah.
know, there will be a stir
Yeah.
in the fucking pot. It's like society could not allow the opposite gender role to like sort of push that narrative. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the only thing that it gets that gets to me whenever it's like we have these females who are making, you know, rightfully so, tons of money because of the work that they've put in, because of their aspirations. But once they get to that level, they start looking down at everybody that's sort of like next to
Yeah.
them. Now, of course, ladies, don't go date some bum, right? We're not talking about you finding the bums off the street and being like, yeah, but he does nothing. It's like we're talking about the average guy that also has aspirations but takes time to get to where he wants to be. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I just thought that was really interesting that
Yeah.
a lot of people, I think nowadays, also have that take where it's like, yeah, the shorty's making a lot of money when they're dating down.
Yeah, and it's like I I in a relationship, money does matter, but to an extent. It shouldn't play too big of a role in how you view your partner, how much respect you have for your partner, how
Mm.
much value you have your like, you consider your partner to have. It's like it's more like a nowadays it's and that's like one of the first thing you hear about, like even in the
Mm-hmm.
dating scene, like girls typically ask like, oh, what do you do for work, like I mean, and I know like it's that's just like to me, to most people it's like
It's a
a, it's
conversation.
just a conversation
Yeah.
question, and but it's like it's usually what like what following up is like, okay, like what, like it's not just like, oh, what do you do for work, it's like, oh, like, like, are you
How are you
comfortable?
gonna?
Like, how
Yeah, you
comfortable are
is
you?
that
Like,
is that it?
yeah,
Is
like,
that it, or
yeah,
are
like,
we still
right. Like, how,
fair?
how lucrative is that? Like, it's like, how do you not take that in a way that's like, are you just pocket watching and like to see how much like
Mm,
what, like if what I'm bringing to the table is monetary, it's not like my values or like my worth. It's just like
yeah,
what I could buy for you or like spend on you.
fair. No, yeah, that's definitely which, in some sense, just as far as like shifting the conversation more towards just financials in relationships, it's
Yeah.
like I kind of need a shorty that's good with her money too,
Yeah,
right? Because
dude.
I don't also want to, because I have my aspirations of also, in
Mhm.
addition to other things, making a ton of money because
Yeah.
that's the world we live in today. So in me doing that, I just also need someone who's financially there and knows how to handle her financials, just because it's like boy gets a little trigger happy sometimes. We don't want to be we'll have a lot of mishaps because it's like we're spending money on mad random dumb
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like I don't also want her to just sort of be there on the receiving end of like whatever I'm spending on her or spending for the fam or all that
Mhm.
kinds of stuff is just kind of going nowhere, and it's just
Right.
for her joy and happiness, and someone who's actually like mentally ready to like come up with investment ideas and like
Yeah.
what we need to be saving for and all this kinds of stuff. And yeah, I think we wouldn't get there without having the financial success that women of today have had, for sure.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely a lot more financially smarter women today than before,
Mhm.
which is also a very good thing.
Yeah,
But
it's a great thing. I
yeah,
think it's like being because typically the finances are handled by the men in the family,
yeah, usually.
and that kind of happened with my family.
Mm,
So, my dad usually handles all the money. So like how my situation was my parent when my parents moved here, they opened a nail salon together, and
mm,
my both of them work, and every dollar my mom makes, other than like tip money,
yeah,
she'll keep the tip money, but every dollar she makes she gives to my dad,
yeah.
and that my dad uses that to pay for the bills and like for the shop, the house, and any bills that the house has. But he's not
Mm-hmm.
the best with money. He's not the best
Fair.
with money, and
Yeah.
my mom is the one that's more like, typically from what I've noticed just growing up with them, is my mom is usually the one that's more conscious of like how the money's spent.
Mm,
So for like 16 years, that's what happened in my family, and life happens, things
yeah.
happens, and found out recently like they didn't have a lot in savings at all.
Fair.
So now like my mom now my parents are splitting the like the income, and then she handles certain bill like certain type of bills, and then like my dad handles certain things, and like they haven't been much happier that way.
That's good.
Yeah. So like I know how traditional it's supposed to be, but I think like you know, as culture, we have to kind of adapt and grow too
as things move.
Because like culturally, like my mom's not supposed to work. You know, but the fact she does now, like having her manage her own money, like learning that independence from my dad at the age of like 40 something, you know what I mean? Like it's like all these things are brand new to her. I was explaining to her how credit scores worked the other day, because my credit score is 845.
Boy,
bro, it took years to get there, but like I was just telling her, like, yeah, you have like all these little like tricks I do to like keep like a high credit score. Yeah,
everything stays.
And for her, in her mind, it was just like, oh, if she has bills, she pays them off. If she has credit card bills, she pays them off. Like that will keep a high score. But it's not like that.
Yeah, you got to know like the 30% stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta know, the timings and actually like what you're paying off, when you're paying it off.
Yeah.
And like the incremental stuff, because that actually does matter. It's like just knocking it all out isn't the whole. That's not the whole shebang for sure. Yeah,
like people think having a mortgage, like paying off your mortgage, paying off your car note, like your car loans, it loses your scores. No, that's the opposite. Actually, it drops your score. Because you lose that line of credit.
Yeah, that line of credit over time, because what they're trying to see is the overtime bit.
Yeah,
it's like it's not just you can just make all the money and then just like dead and done with it. It's like nah, they're trying to first of all keep you hooked with the overtime thing, but then that's how you play the game. And shit, all right, we're gonna be a little financial advisor out here. But it's like,
no, not my role.
Score hacked with the 800.
Not my role. But living in the U.S., you have to have a good credit score. You gotta have it.
Yeah. Fair. No, that's true, dude. But no, so just a little bit we wanted to bring it to you guys. That being said, we're going to again switch the narrative a little bit, but before that, boy, I noticed boy got a lot of little jewels on. You got
shout out to the auntie.
The chain, the wrist jewels.
Shout out to the auntie. I like silver, honestly.
Yeah,
I like
silver looks clean.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, the silver on white is nice. I'm over here scruffy face right now,
bro.
I'm not shaving nothing. We're just gonna
right before I left for California. So you guys watching this, the last episode, like, so the last time we filmed an episode was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 3 weeks about now.
But for you guys, we drop it consistently every week, so you guys don't see the time jump. But
time skip is crazy.
Yeah, but literally last time we shot was 3 weeks ago, and like right before I left California, I shaved my whole beard off.
You got everything off.
I was like, fuck, dude, I don't know if I like this.
That was funny, man. Came over, he's like, bro, but again, the fade, everything was clean though, still.
Bro, but
I just know it wasn't the look you were going for, but like everything was clean.
I feel like in my mind, because my face is so round,
It's funny because he's fat.
It's a weight thing. It's a weight thing. I just need to lose weight.
Round, boy, fat,
bro.
Big
that's what I'm saying.
Stuff, just eating. That's what happens.
I went to the doctor before I left and hopped on the scale. Bro, I saw 2 popped up, and the rest of the number weren't filled up. I was like, I looked away immediately.
Yo.
Bro, I was like, hell no.
Jumped off?
No way.
Jumped off, caused an earthquake behind it.
That's a bummer. Okay.
Crazy.
Damn. Yo, fat shaming is wild.
Jumped off, caused an earthquake. Nah. No, I feel you, bro. But now you back in it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
We're back in it. The look with what's it called? The haircut was clean though, still.
Thanks.
But yeah, man's haircut. Apologies to the video guys, because y'all gonna have to deal with this for a little bit. I've been contemplating. I'm like, should I just grow it out for the rest of the year? Because that would be crazy. But we'll see.
If you have a plan for it, I feel like it would look good.
No plan, just growing the shit out. Looking like little monkey.
Rest of the year, that's a long way to go.
That's a long time, bro. We still got
4 months.
4 or 5 months. Yeah. So we'll see. But I have interviews coming up, so maybe I gotta have to clean up for that a little bit.
Yeah, just wear a do-rag to the interview.
Yeah, they'll be like, yo, this guy, say less, showing his true colors.
No.
Nah. That being said, we're gonna move on to the next segment. Like, once again, if you guys are liking the bold cards, if you guys don't know what it is, the boy Toast to give you a little rundown. And
yeah. So this segment we introduced a few episodes ago. These cards are called bold cards, and they come in 3 categories: reflection, perception, and connection. And each card just have a different prompt for answering, and they go pretty deep sometimes. So we started off doing 2 cards each, and then we
Mhm.
realized that was a little too
A
much.
little
So
hot.
now we're just doing 1 each.
Now we're just doing one for
Yep.
sure. But yeah. Let us know. Let us know again in the comments how you guys are liking the bold cards.
Yeah.
I believe the second episode of those just came out. We're gonna have one drop again this
Yeah.
week, so it's gonna be consistent. If there's anything there that you guys think we should tweak, if you guys do want to even see more cards, maybe
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because you're enjoying what's on them, let us know. And then obviously in the comments, let us know what some of your responses to the questions are too, so we can learn a bit about you guys.
For sure.
But-
Answer these questions for us. That way we get, the whole point of the game here
Yeah.
is perspective. So we want to get your perspective too. So, answer the
Exactly.
questions, leave a like, leave a comment, all that.
Yes, sir. So that being said, I'll start first today. I got Perceptions card.
Yep.
And the first question, this one has 2 questions, says, what are the best and worst excuses you've heard? And the second question is, what are your thoughts on unsolicited advice? This one's going to be, got to think about this one for a little bit. What are the best and worst excuses you've heard? Is this just in general? Excuses for what exactly? Maybe like friends just not wanting to hang out, or like for something that somebody did, maybe, or something someone did to you. Best and worst excuses.
Sometimes I do wish the question was more specific and not as general.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Best and worst excuses. If I just had to take a crack, best excuse that I think have come to mind, which I think is like an excuse that you can always kind of let go, is money isn't everything. We were just talking about financials earlier. Funny, we were just talking about that, but the work excuse, there's not much you can say to that.
Yeah,
Someone's like, if you're like, bro, obviously there's levels. If it's something light like having dinner or something on the weekends or whatever, you're like, bro, I have work, can't do it, or something came up with work, like I was free, thought I was free, we're gonna have to rain check, like this and this came up, especially in the line of work that I'm in, which is like the medicine stuff. It's like, what are you gonna say? You gotta go to the hospital, bro? Like, I gotta go save some lives. I'm like, bro, go save lives, man. Like, we can catch dinner maybe the next week. But if it's here's a good one. Well, I guess it's not a good one. I'm the one that had to give the excuse, but it was on graduation day.
Yeah.
One of our close friends, shout out to Shravia, she was getting married, and she was getting married on graduation day.
It was in Miami too, right?
Her marriage?
Was this?
No, her wedding was in Virginia. So she was in Virginia, and like the graduation was in Miami. So it was just like, bro, sorry, I'm not gonna be at the wedding because, boy, this only happens one time, really. It's always med school, so it was the second time, but it's like this. You only finish this type of shit one time, and I'm not trying to go back to school again. So this is the last time this is happening. The whole family is like already planning on being there. Like, sorry,
you're on the phone with her, like, yo, you trying to like skip the wedding and come here?
Bro, because she was graduating too. I was like, bro,
she's scheduled on the graduation day.
I was like, why would you schedule it even like around that time? You know, we're all graduating at that time. You must have known like at least a year before,
right?
But it is what it is. I mean, she probably had her plans and reasons why she had to schedule it on that day. So that's like a good excuse. Worst excuse is, well, I guess that's not really a good excuse. Worst excuses that I've heard. Have I heard any like trash excuses? Going back to when we were talking about people just ghosting you, most of the time when they don't have any good excuses, they just like not say anything, which I think is the worst thing you could do. Like, tell me you want to go to sleep or something. Like, tell me like, yo, if we're trying to link up again, if it's on a casual note, we're trying to just hang out, something regular, but you're just tired. Yeah. Just tell me you want to sleep. Tell me you're tired, bro. Like, let's rain check. I'm not on it today. I'm not on 100.
Yeah, life
social
happens.
batteries down. Yeah, I'd be like, bro, worst excuse is just not saying anything. Now it's a terrible excuse if you want to put it like that, but it's also bad communication. And now I'm just like, all right, it's a whole slew of everything. So to those first questions, what would you say? Best excuse, worst excuse?
Man, for best excuse when it comes to the boys, I will say, like, if one of the boys like, yo, I can't hang out, I got some action. How do you say that? What do you say to that?
Little speed going down.
Yeah. How do I can't offer you nothing that shorty can offer you. You know what I mean?
Unless it was terrible. Unless, what if
there's nothing unless.
What if, let me just add this little twist to your thing. What if you know the shorty and you know like she's not worth Mandem's time.
But-
But what if
but-
she's like a terrible, like everything about her?
It's just horrible.
It's you like as a group, everyone just knows like not her.
Yeah,
It's like
but,
her again.
But how
bro.
do you get somebody out of the mindset like I'm about to get some tonight? No matter
To come hang out
what
with
you,
you?
bro. No matter. Okay, example. If Steven tells you, shout out Steven. He's been on the pod. Shout out Steven. But if Steven was like, "Yo, guys, I can't hang out like tonight. I'm meeting up with so and so," and you're like, "Yo, don't hang out." You think Steven's gonna listen? Don't hang out with her. She's crazy.
No, you know what's
She's
funny?
wild.
I feel like, I mean, if she's crazy and wild, that'd be more incentive for him to do it. So it'll have to be someone who's not crazy and wild. But I feel like Steven could be talked out of it. I feel like with enough peer pressure from the boys, from all of the boys, he could be talked out of it.
Yeah, he does have FOMO.
Yeah,
He does get FOMO.
from all of the boys. It had
Yeah.
to be something like deep for sure. Like we all had to be doing something crazy,
Yeah.
but at the same time,
It has to be, but it would have to be
Steven-
like guaranteed, bro. If you ditch this shorty and you come with us, there's gonna be more shorties waiting.
Yo.
More
There's gonna
shorties
be
waiting
more.
and better looking
There's gonna
shorty
be an excess.
who are down.
There's gonna be an excess. That's crazy.
Yeah, who are down. Like,
Fair.
but yes,
I
if
guess you can't.
someone tell me they're getting some action, I'm not getting in the way of that.
Yeah, go ahead,
You know
bro.
what I
Do your
mean?
thing.
Because if we
We'll
had a
talk
bad
tomorrow.
night, they're gonna go home and be like, fuck, I could just.
Bro, I could have
had some pussy last night, but Lack had to talk me
I
out of
wanted to
it.
hang out with fucking Lack. What we doing?
Exactly. Now I'm a bad memory.
Fucking round face Lack over here.
That's
Bro, no, but that's the type of shit that niggas even
bro.
have.
Let it out, man. You've been holding that one in for a minute.
Nah,
Damn.
I'm just saying that's what the bad. You know when it's a bad after you've had a bad time,
They
you
attack
just start
you
saying
personal
all
level?
this shit. You're like, bro, your car don't even work, bro. Like I had to pick you up and shit, man. It's
Yeah.
Like, what do you? It's like, bro, you said you wanted a car.
Carless Lack fucking.
It's fucking.
I have a
now
car,
your
by the
car's
way.
not starting,
Yeah.
bro. What the fuck is going on, man?
Yeah, just making
Yeah,
up
nothing
random
could go
shit.
wrong after you've convinced someone not to do
Yeah.
something they're gonna do.
Yeah,
'Cause if something goes wrong, bro, everything comes
Yeah,
up.
bro, they're never gonna listen to you again.
Nah, for
Because
sure.
that was gonna come up like last time I listened
Yeah,
to you.
the car didn't
Bro.
start.
That goofy ass shit. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fair enough. So, what would a bad excuse?
Bad
be then?
excuse.
The worst excuses you've heard.
I think, and this is from experience. I think if I'm friends with somebody long enough, and we haven't talked in a few months, haven't hung out in a few months, or whatever it may be,
Mm-hmm.
and when we like just coincidentally talked again or something for whatever reason,
Yep.
it's like, oh yeah, sorry, I've been really busy. That's why I haven't been reaching out or something. To me, unless it was like there. I think that's just, for me, just like a lack of effort, because like
I've been really busy.
Yeah, like I've been really busy myself, and a lot of my friends are very ambitious people.
Mm-hmm.
They've been really busy. They still make time to reach out. Like a hello, like yo, how you been? Like
Yeah,
yo, what's good, bro? Like yeah, everything
At
good
least,
with you?
yeah.
You know, like, so to me, like the busy excuse is a bad excuse, because because I know myself, no matter how busy I am, if I really like somebody, if I really fuck with somebody, I'm gonna make time to check in. I'm gonna make time to check in at least once in a while, and not to the point where it's like it would come up in conversations like, yo, where have you been? Like, you know, like, but.
That's very.
And but I can understand that life does move very fast for some people,
Yeah.
and like there's always like a like they're so lost in the sauce, like so lost in the work, the grind, that like they just didn't even think about it. Like I don't cross their mind or something, but that's okay. But if I see you on your story, you're going out, like you're just
Social media be fooling people though.
yeah, that's true. That's
But,
true.
yeah,
But if you
but I
have
see what
time
you
to,
mean.
you have time to post a story, like, and we've been homies or we've been friends. This is for guys and girls. We've been friends for so long, because like this happened both sides for me.
Yeah.
Because it happened. I think I told you about it, like an incident recent. Like two of my close friends that like we just didn't talk for a while, and when it was like time to talk, like, it was when we started talking again, it was like, oh, like I was just too busy to talk, or like we had like a whatever it may be, like it's so it never sits well, you know.
Fair, yeah. That's true, because but then I mean, I guess that is a bad excuse, but then it's a bad excuse with it, like the only good thing you get out of it is that you understand where in their life that you fit. Just because it's like, because there's never, like, you probably have that one person where no matter how busy it gets, you still say what's up to that person. I might just not be that person, and then that's like that's when I guess I come to that realization, like, okay, when shit hits the fan, like, I'm one of the people where it's like, okay, you're too busy to even and it's like, all right, but I guess I know that now. But that is a bad excuse.
The other side to that,
friend,
I get the other side to that is like, whoever, like, y'all listening, it could be like, oh, why didn't you reach out in all these times y'all didn't talk? But I'm usually the one initiating conversations. So sometimes I just like take a step back. I just take a step back and I leave it, and I just like to see if they would take the time or the energy to like reach out first.
I feel that.
And I saw a post like today, and it was something along the lines like, sometimes people forget how much value you bring to them. So sometimes you gotta take a step back to like remind them that, like, to like let them feel that emptiness. And if they don't, then you weren't meant to be there anyway. I felt that.
Fair. Yeah. No, that hits. And speaking on that point, like, definitely been doing that recently, because I also, and I can say this confidently, if you got something to say it in the comments, but for like majority or nearly all of my friends, I'm the one that's checking in. And I've kind of always been that person. And I do it out of pure heart, to where it's like, I don't check in and be like, yo, but you never text me, unless we're really that close and I'm fucking with you. But it's like, usually it's like, if I'm checking in on you, I'm just checking in. If you respond, you don't respond, I give it some time and I check in again. And then recently I've just been like, you know what, let me just leave it. Like, I hope you're doing good. I hope everything's cool. But if you're really that busy to not be able to respond to me, and then most of the time it's like, when I do check in, they do hit me back and like, yo, what's good? Like, I'm sorry, this. I'm like, yo, it's cool. Life is happening. I'm just like, if it's a good friend, I'm just happy that I maybe every once in a while do check in on you. That way we do have that one conversation. I get to hear like, bet you're doing good. And then you tell me maybe whatever it is. But my worst thing is when, exactly as you said, when they're like, oh, but why didn't you? I'm like, it's been a long minute. Why didn't I? I mean, I just did. That's the only reason we're talking, is because I did. Yeah. So I can't hit you up after a long time of us not talking, and then you say, but why didn't you ever hit me up in this time? It's like, it's just this is what has happened. The only reason we're talking now is because I hit you up. Yeah. And it's like, from there, it's like, nah, this is chalk.
Yeah. I just hate sometimes, like, when you reach out to somebody, the conversation is just so lackluster. You're like, fuck, why did I even do that? Like, it's just like, what have you been up to, bro? Yeah. Like, same old, just working, whatever, like, grind. It's like the same type of response. I feel like they're just copying and pasting from like other people, and it's like, it's that type of shit. Is like, I'm like, all right, next time I reach out, I'm gonna ask like a more specific question. But if you can be like a lackluster response again, I'm just not gonna reach out anymore.
Yeah, because clearly that's like, there's no way that's all that's been happening in your life. I mean, I know life gets stale and sometimes it's just work, but with your people, like, there's things that happen in your life where you would tell somebody, right? Yeah. So that's fair. That's fair. I don't mind that bad response. Or the worst excuse response. Other question was, what are your thoughts on unsolicited advice? I'll let you go first. Unsolicited advice depends on who it's coming from, I would say, real quick, but
yeah, no, for sure, it definitely depends on who it's coming from. I think at this stage in my life where I'm just trying to learn from everybody and anybody, and I have a pretty good filter on like what is bullshit and what's not. I'll take any advice. Like, any advice someone can give me. Like, if I'm lifting at the gym, even though I've been lifting for so long, and someone's like, "Yo, you could be doing this better," I'll listen. I'll do it. I'll try it out. If it doesn't like work for me, it doesn't work for me. But it's unsolicited advice. Typically, either for me, come from two places: either like them actually want to help, or like just like them want to. It comes from like a place of like ego, like oh, like, I know how to do this better than you, and you're not like you're clearly doing it wrong, even if it's even if it's like another way to do it, but it's different from mine. You should be doing it my way.
Yeah, fair. Okay, and I was gonna say to define it, like what would we define as unsolicited advice? I mean, I guess it is as it sounds, unsolicited. So it's not when like I don't want to say unwarranted,
Yeah.
but like when it's not being sought out, when you're just doing something and someone feels as though they particularly need or feel the need to advise you on something, which I would say, yeah, I also am open to advice. I mean, I think we've said this before on the podcast where like both of us are very open people to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just for devil's advocate, thinking of when I would shut down unsolicited advice.
Yeah.
Which it's funny because at the gym, I think that's another place that I would think that more people would be less open to taking advice for, with good reasons sometimes and without good reason being. One, as far as a person giving the advice, you never know what someone's training for.
Yeah,
like I might be doing some weird shit with the dumbbell, but it's like, bro, I'm trying to learn how to whip at kids or something.
She's had enough! She's had enough!
Shit.
I was gonna say you trying to beat your wife with that.
Like you don't know what I'm training for, but I just need the dumbbell. I need to get this motion
Training
right.
to beat your kids is
I need to get this motion right.
diabolical, bro.
Like the weighted belt, like they might have like a weighted belt and just like
Yeah.
like you see some weird shit and or like the Spider-Man shit that people be doing in the like, you don't know this that man could be trained to be Spider-Man, bro.
Oh, shit.
So like that's the one where it's just like the gym is so tricky because you never know what someone's training for. Some shit might look off, might look weird.
Yeah.
But that might be the particular muscle memory that they need for whatever they're training for.
Right.
Which is crazy, but there's obviously times where you just see someone doing like a straight up bench and they're just fucking up the entire thing. It's
Yeah,
like,
bro.
you're gonna
say
when you're gonna
yeah.
unsolicited in the sense of when you see them about to hurt themselves, then you're like, yo, you're gonna kill your back, bro.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna kill your fucking shoulder doing this weird shit you're doing. So just like fix this.
The closest I've gotten to like giving someone advice was this dude was working out in flip flops and
Oh yeah, damn.
and that already itself, I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
this is not the
don't
place.
care.
You're gonna slip and
like
drop
you
a
have
weight on your
no
fucking
stability
kneecap, bro.
on anything.
Yeah. But he was doing this movement where it was like a machine cable, but the way he was yanking, it looked like he was trying to start a lawnmower.
Start a lawnmower,
bro. But like every time the weight would come up, it would slam at the top.
Oh, what?
Slam at the bottom.
Oh,
I'm like,
nah.
bro, you don't break. I'm paying. It's not my gym, but it's my gym. Like
Yeah,
I'm trying.
I remember
You break that machine. I know how Gold's gym is. It's gonna take like at least 3 business months to get fixed.
Yeah, you're trying to use cables tomorrow.
Yeah, and that was the closest I've gotten to someone being like, "Yeah, you shouldn't. Don't do that."
That's good.
Yeah.
That I would say that's good unsolicited. Yeah, when they're fucking up something that you potentially want to use, especially it's at the gym too. It's like, bro, stop. Like, bro, stop. The whole gym should have turned around. I'm like, bro, what are you doing, bro?
If that was Planet Fitness, the lunk alarm would have gone off so
Oh yeah, they do have that. Yo, I remember because me, Nicolas, and Drew, we used to all go work out together. Yeah, and those are the days when we're in Miami. Three of us used to live together in Miami. Me, Nick, and Drew. And when we're going to a Planet Fitness, and they had like on all the walls up top, they're like, "Yo, be the weights. Be sure to like put them back.
Yeah,
don't fucking bang nothing. Da, da, da."
Keep your shirt on."
It never went off when I was there, but they talked about like, yeah, people that are like doing too loud, whatever,
like grunting and shit.
Yeah, the grunting shit. Like people that are too loud doing that shit. There's like an alarm.
They didn't have that shit at fucking tennis tournaments. The fucking noises tennis players be making.
I mean, their tennis tournaments are already like quiet though.
No, so but like I'm talking like the noises the players be making.
Yeah, but they're the ones playing.
Bro, like some of the grunts, I'm like,
I mean, they be grunting, but we're just talking about tennis earlier too, which boy's gonna try to get into a little bit of tennis, but actually, hopefully by the time this episode's out, we'll see. I'm trying to give a little update on how the tennis is going in the description or something. We'll see. But like, I'm just imagining how much force and pressure they're using to swing the thing, because it's not like. I'm trying to compare it because baseball too, they're doing sort of the same motion, right? Kind of, relatively. Okay, but they don't be, baseball players don't be screaming every time they hit a home run.
Yeah.
So I guess.
Or like every time they like throw a pitch.
Yeah, imagine they throw a pitch every time, like, ah!
Like, bro, what? That'd be the most goofy shit, bro.
Fair. So yeah, I don't know why they'd be screaming like that, but we'll find out whenever I start playing. Maybe that's where the power comes from for each swing.
Oh, I can't think of another time where advice is unsolicited, but it's very welcome.
It's very welcome and good. Okay.
Yeah, I think when you're just meeting somebody and you guys are just getting to that intimate stage, and you're figuring out like what feels good, what works for the other person,
and they just
they're just like
giving you
advice on how to work with them.
Yeah,
I think that's when it's like unsolicited.
What gets them going. Yeah, okay.
That's when it's that's when it's unsolicited, but it's like very welcome. Like, please give me
it's
advice.
Like, fair, all right. You give me little clues. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I think I like that. It can be. No, I guess it can be direct. I was gonna say it can't just be like off-putting in a way, because also it's enjoyable figuring someone out too. In that sense. It's like very enjoyable, but you definitely don't want to do things that people don't like, of course.
Right.
So,
because I mean, carrying like experience from past partner to a new one might not always work.
Not the best thing. But that's why I think there's when it comes to that, I feel like there's a baseline you can work up towards to figure things out. But to each their own, though.
Yeah.
I would agree. Unsolicited advice in that sense, very welcome. Okay,
we need to get some females podcasters on this pod, bro.
It's coming. Ooh, we got
so they
got
can get
some lined up.
Yeah.
So y'all just wait for it. But yeah, we need to get them on sooner. Is what we need to. We need to get them on sooner. Is what we need to do. But fair enough. So that was the perceptions. I'm gonna go ahead and Toast is gonna give us a breakdown for reflections. Let us know what you got.
So another thing is when we look at these cards, we had never seen them before. So these questions are just brand new to us. Okay, first question is, what are your guilty pleasures? And the second question is, how would you describe your relationship with each of your parents and siblings?
Oh, on two opposite.
I know. I was like, how'd you go from guilty pleasures to family dynamics?
Guilty pleasures to that. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. My guilty pleasures. It has to be food. Yeah, it has to be food.
Bag.
Very big. Very big. One of my cousins told me, we had a group chat with all my cousins, and someone sent like a video of me of them walking behind me. Like, it was just me in the front. To me, I was like, damn, my back looked good. To them, they were like, he could sell shade. My back was so wide. I was like, damn, what an insult. What an insult. But
what?
Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
He can sell shade is
bro, right? That's why
he can sell shade is great.
I wrote that one down, but I was like, y'all did me dirty.
Actually, wow.
Okay. Food. Yeah, food has to be food. Just because, like, throughout my life, wherever I move to and wherever environment I'm in, I don't need to learn the language to enjoy the food. I don't need to know the culture or the language to enjoy the food and the drink.
Good food is good food.
Yeah, good food. And sometimes food that is not good initially will become good once you have a different variation. Once you eat it enough, once you learn like how to eat it correctly, it becomes good food, because if it wasn't, it wouldn't be around, right? So I've never had really food that I disliked from any culture, any city, or any place, other than never. I just learned to enjoy it because I'm grateful for the experience.
Fair, I like that one.
Yeah. How would I describe my relationship with each of my parents and my siblings? So a little bit about me. I am first generational, and I moved here with my parents and my sister in 2007, and we've been here in Oklahoma ever since. We came here with not speaking English or anything, and I would think we're very lucky to have had so much help and assistance to be where we are today. Shout out to Frank. Frank is my grandma's husband. He's American, but when we first moved here, he let us live with inside his home. He's a lawyer from Tennessee.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he's been a blessing. So shout out to Frank. But my relationship with my parents has definitely changed a lot, and I feel like everyone can say that. When in Vietnam, I always looked up to my parents for guidance and everything because that's their world. Everything about Vietnam they knew.
Yeah.
And when we moved here, I watched them struggle for really long, and I still watch them struggle now, to where like at some point I started when like I started learning English and whatnot, it started feeling like I was not passing them. So, um, one of my friends put it perfectly, like when I in college, because she's Filipino or Filipina, she said that her parents, like when you're learning English and your parents don't learn at the pace that you learn, you feel like you're more intelligent than them. You feel like you know more than them, and as a kid, that definitely feels that way.
Yeah.
But like but we forget that our parents are super intelligent in their language.
Just usually from life experience.
From life
experience. Think of
experiences.
how they traverse to get
here, like to build what they have now. It took so much. So for a while, like I just didn't understand my parents, and my parents didn't understand me, just because they're Vietnamese people living in America, and then now I'm a Vietnamame kid learning to be American. Like there's difference there because they're just living here and I'm trying to be here. Like they're not trying to be here. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like they're just here for now,
doing what they need to do. Yeah.
For us, and then they're gonna go back. I'm on the other hand trying to incorporate my whole life, personality, everything about me to be American, so I can fit in, and I hate that feeling. Like just like feeling like I have to fit in. That's why I don't do shit traditionally, like the traditional way that people do. But now my relationship with my parents has gotten a lot better, just because for a while, like me and my dad didn't get along, because he has vices, like because I mean, putting myself in his shoes, how do you cope with having a father that was absent?
Yeah.
You know, how do you cope with like starting smoking when you're like 11, 12, learning how to drink around that same age, like. All the like growing up dirt poor, like just didn't have any support from anybody because everyone was either when he was my age, when he was younger, was either a refugee in America or still in Vietnam.
Yeah.
So there were no resources for him. And as I gotten older, I really embraced the idea that he did the best he could with what he was taught and what he had. And once I made myself at peace with that, I was much happier at home, not feeling like my dad wasn't trying to be a better person for us or be a better person, be a better husband for my mom or be a better father for me, because I feel like I didn't have that support from him for so long.
Yeah.
But now, 27, I'm learning to be more at peace with everything, with how life is, and I'm grateful that I was born into into this family, and to learn the things I've learned and being able to share my experience with anyone that I come across with.
Fair.
Yeah, and my mom has just always been the same. She's never changed in my eyes. I think now though I appreciate her more than ever, because when you're growing up here as a kid, your focus is not on family life and it's more like just school and friends, and
in a selfish kind of way, but you're just
very
like
selfish.
Always like, how am I gonna get there? What am I gonna do to really be this person?
Yeah,
outside.
And that grind, you get so lost in it as a kid, and I feel like even though people say like kids are very open-minded, like you teach them anything, they'll learn and like they'll retain it. Yes, that's true, but lack of perspective is a closed space. Is even like perspective is space, and when you lack perspective as a kid, you only know what you're taught in school. And I wasn't interacting with my parents much. They were working from 4 a.m. to like 7, 8 p.m. at night. When they get home, they're doing chores, they're cooking for like 12 people. 6 days a week, and when on the one day they have off, they're at the Asian market buying food to cook. Barely any rest. So like they didn't pay attention to us a lot. But now I understand. Like
Yeah.
you know,
They had to. The grind was for.
yeah. But with my sister, she's 5 years younger than me. I hate that my relationship with my sister has gotten to where it is now, which we don't really talk. We live in the same house. We don't really talk.
Fair.
It's partly because when I moved here, when we all moved here, I had to become the parent. While my parents were at work,
Yeah.
I had to become the
You were
parent for my
parenting.
sister, and that is a lot of pressure on a kid. I feel like
Yeah.
at 10, you're watching a 5-year-old. You're trying
Imagine.
you're trying to teach. Because in Vietnam, I'm running rogue, bro. I'm like running around with my friends. I'm doing everything I want to do. I don't have any responsibilities.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, I gotta literally take care of a whole nother human, and feeling like sad and missing a bit, like missing home, missing my friend, missing everything. Like I didn't want to, and I feel like that in itself put a lot of burden on me for a long time, even now. So, definitely more to that, but my dynamic with my parents have gotten a lot better. With my sister, got a lot worse.
Quick question before I go in for the answers. Do you feel like roles would be different if your sister was older? Or
Older
maybe
than me?
close in age? Yeah.
Older than me or close.
Or like 1 year younger. Because 5 years is a decent gap.
I think it would make a difference, but not that much.
Not much.
Because unless she's just older than me, and she is the big sister in the family, and there's a hierarchy there, and I'm listening to what she's saying. Now, like then it'd be very. I feel like I would have not felt the stress as much.
Yeah,
because
when you're
someone's
growing
taking care
up.
of me.
Yeah.
I'm not taking care of that person.
It's like reverse in a way.
Yeah, but because of the age gap, and if she was like a few years younger than me, I feel like that could have been better too. Just because like we would have been going to the school at the same time.
There's a lot of more. Yeah, a lot of
Kinda
things in your life would have probably matched up. You'd have been able to maybe
even
talk
like
to her
friend
about
groups
more stuff.
might have been crossover. You know.
Yeah.
I just like we're just very different people.
Yeah.
We just view life differently. Like she has never like, and I don't know if it's even fair for me to say she's not here to defend herself. So I'm not gonna. I don't even think I'm gonna even put it out there. But
Fair.
it's like I feel like I've always had a sense of duty to my family. And maybe she just feel different.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Moving on with the first. What was the first question?
Yeah. What are your guilty pleasures? This shit should have been reversed because now it could have been a happy ending. Because like this second question is like so
happy
deep.
You lighter, yeah, for sure. Nah. Guilty pleasures. Guilty pleasures could just be anything. For me, I mean, I feel like a lot of people would agree with you in food.
Yeah.
As we were talking about earlier, my sleep, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, dude, I'd be
yeah.
sleeping. Guilty pleasures, be sleeping. I sleep too much. I sleep so much that I know that I sleep too much. For reference, bro, yesterday, and we are just talking with the Mandam earlier, Doe was here, slept at 8 a.m. Don't ask me why, don't ask me what I was doing, but 8 a.m, and I don't work night shift, so it's not because I'm working, but yeah, guilty pleasure is sleep. But I be liking it though.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why it's a guilty pleasure, because it is pleasurable to sleep, wake up, and then sleep again just because I can. Crazy.
No, everyone's at work while you're
No, everyone's
snoozing.
at work, but I'm sleeping again.
Yeah.
Sleeping again. However, as we were mentioning before as well, whenever it's time for business, like that goes out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever it's time for business, like that just doesn't happen, doesn't exist. And I don't miss it. I think there was a time where I kind of was like, oh, I miss. Well, I guess it wasn't the sleep I was missing. I was missing the days I was having. This is when I was very like into rotations and everything, and the hours are crazy. I was definitely missing the days where we were like gaming and stuff, like
Yeah.
how we do now, like just being able to do that and then like hang out with the guys and just talk on the phone, or like just sitting at the crib, like how we were just talking earlier.
Yeah.
Like that was non-existent. Even when I was living with like the guys and stuff, like we just didn't even have that much time to sit there and just do that for fun. So those are things that I would miss. So sleep can go out the window, but if I'm able to, I'm gonna be sleeping for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Relationship with the fam. Relationship with the fam is great. I've talked about it, I think, a few times, but as you said, happy to be born to his family. Little backstory: uh, parents born in Cameroon, moved here, not necessarily at a young age, sort of like middle aged in a way when they're sort of getting established in life. My siblings and I were born here. I have an older brother, younger sister. Older brother's 1 year. Younger sister is older brother 1 year plus. Younger sister is I think 2 years younger. She just turned 25. Yeah, 2 years plus. So relatively close in age, which I think does or has at least made a difference. That's why I was kind of asking for you, because when I think about it, starting with the siblings before going to the parents, it's like we're close, but it's primarily because of the people that we can be around. Like the stages in life that we're all in aren't very far from each other. So we're all
Yeah.
learning things sort of at a almost like a steady pace. Like
Yeah.
and it all correlates in a way. It's like
Mhm.
bet we're all in this 5 year gap, I would say. Where it's like when one person is learning new things in that space, it sort of translates and can affect either one of us. Although maybe something that I'm learning, my brother might have already gone through, but it's like it's close enough to where it could impact whatever it is that he's trying to get out of it, or whatever it is he's trying to do next, to where it's like we have this space where we can all learn from each other, which I think is really good. And I can appreciate that a lot because it also translates to the friends that we make. We're all making friends again. Sister's younger, but I think she can, and I'm friends with her friends, but we can really like, even in a way, like look and see the type of people that we hang around and sort of notice things that, are either positive or negative there. And then that's like, that goes into unsolicited advice or whatever. And it's like, we can all have this sort of growth. Like we can all grow and maneuver life in sort of like a very close space, which I enjoy. Close in age, and close in time frame. Just when we were talking on one of the other episodes about stages of life, is like our stages of life aren't necessarily too far apart. So there's always something to learn there. So close with my siblings, because I think that age thing, just thinking now, is actually a decently sized factor. We are all different characters though, which I think also helps. As we were just saying earlier, Dole was saying that Dole's other older brother, he was like, yeah, if we'll go in the room, because we were saying how we don't like sometimes you don't know some people like people are siblings, and he was like, yeah, but if me and you go into a room, people probably won't think we're siblings either because we're different. We look different. We're definitely different personalities.
Yeah.
That I was telling, I was like, yeah, but that's because you can. And it's funny because you were saying like, yo, I would be the one to walk into the room and talk to everybody, and I think it's the opposite, because I don't have enough knowledge about enough stuff like you and Doe to talk to people about things. So it's funny because he's usually the one who, although he doesn't talk a lot, is able to go somewhere and talk to people about anything, because he has a knowledge of everything, and I just can't. Even though like the anxious me, which I don't necessarily have anxiety, but the anxiousness in me is like, I want to be there, I want to say something, so maybe that's why I'll go out of my way to say whatever, but it just doesn't. It's not as easy and flowy because I don't got that. So I think the fact that we're all different personalities also makes us closer, because we can coincide in that space. And then Lay's a Gemini. I've said this many times. Gotta watch out for them. So catch her on a good day is a good day. Catch her on a bad day is a bad day. Parents, love them to death. Close relationship. Trying to get closer. Definitely closest with mom. So mama's boy for sure. But yeah, also pretty close with dad now too, more so. I think because of his personality, which is much like Doe's personality, it's like they're not out there.
No.
He's not reaching to talk about things, like all that kinds of stuff. So I would bring things to him if there's really stuff to talk about. And he has his own moments where I can tell he's like doing the friend thing or the father thing, where it's like, all right, just building the rapport. and I respect it, and I try to. I don't enable as much, so maybe I should do that more.
Yeah.
But my mom is just naturally all up in your business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great.
In
So,
everybody's
yeah.
business.
Which is great.
which is fun. So and then that's what pulled my character and the love that we have together out of each other, because she does that, and I just learned like, yo, I just need to be able to reciprocate this really, and then like also try to be there for her. So it's a good family dynamic overall.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely deeper question.
Yeah.
From
No,
the
your
comments.
mom definitely every time like she is in everyone's business, but it's like from a place of care.
Yeah.
Like how's he
It's a big
doing?
shit.
Like,
Yeah.
how is whatever doing? And with your dad, he does keep to himself, but like the times that he do open them, I can tell he just has this like very fun side to him that we just
He's
don't
ready
get to see.
laugh
very...
and just do some funny shit. Remember when he
Yeah.
got that speaker? One
Oh yeah, bro. He was trying to get to Cancun.
Yeah, he was trying to take it to Cancun. Man bought this like,
He's like, it's very light.
he's like, it's light, and it was surprisingly, bro. I lifted it. I was like,
Yo, no, I was like, what the fuck?
it was like,
Because I have we have a similar one at home, but like it's like
It's got a
it
weight
feels
'cause,
like a kettlebell when you're doing it. Like, it's like a
Fair.
25. This shit, I was like, what the
whoa.
fuck?
Like, bro, what Chinese market you get
Yeah.
this from, bro?
And
it
like,
had, like
to me-
lights and colors, and the audio
Yeah.
wasn't even great. I was like,
To me, I'm like if you can you have like electronic knowledge, like speaker knowledge, like like the heavier a driver is, the
high-key,
better
yeah,
the
bro. Like you
you
could
pick up a
carry some
Sonos.
bass. Yeah, man.
You're not
You know,
you're
those
not needing
Sonos
that
blocks
shit
over there, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And what's funny is he knows, because he's the one that got the Sonos
Yeah,
speakers
yeah.
that we have. So it's just one of those things where it's just like, you're just doing some
He
funny
just-
shit.
he just-
He probably
yeah.
saw
He's
for
like
like
the
$5
gimmick.
somewhere. He's like, bro, look at this nice speaker I got.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you just bought a set of Sonos. You know that's not a
Oh,
nice
he's trying.
speaker.
He's trying to take that shit to Cancun.
He
Too. That
started
shit was
taking the
funny.
Cancun. I was like, bro, I have a speaker, a little portable.
I like how enthusiastic he is about it though.
Yeah,
Like
man,
it's like the little things that gets him excited still, which is great, bro.
Because he was like, yo, it lights up
Yeah.
and everything. We were just like, all right, man. yeah,
That's so
yeah.
funny. I was waiting for the Chinese voice to come on. Like, the Bluetooth device is connected. Like I
Yo,
was
for
waiting
real.
for it.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Honestly, no, that was very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's been it. Reflections. Yeah, they need to. That card was definitely makes you reflect for sure.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know who is like picking
The order for the questions.
Yeah, like how they're coordinating the questions, but some of the questions they line up.
They line up, bro.
Yeah, some of the questions they
Crazy.
line up. It's like sometimes they only have one question, but some cards has two, and they line up sometimes. But then recently, I feel like we've gotten the cards that just don't. line
Yeah,
up.
out the blue.
Yeah,
Out the
random.
wazoo for sure.
Oh.
But that being said, definitely let us know if you're liking it nonetheless. It's been a great episode. We just can't wait to bring you guys more content. We're going to be having more stuff in store. There might even be more segments coming. Just keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. Make sure to follow on the YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube. Make sure to like on the YouTube. Notification bell so you know the boys are on. That's on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. Make sure you go to Spotify. Leave a comment, which I think the comments are working now. The issue is the comments weren't they introduced it, but the comments weren't working before.
Yeah.
So I did the thing where I had to email the people, or you had to message the helper thing on the app or whatever. And they said, yeah, it's not really working, but it should be working now. So go there, try to leave a comment. If you can't, the polls are always up. Make sure you're interacting on the polls. And then the social media, the IG, the boys is putting in a lot of work. Mantos has been getting polls up there too. So make sure you check out those polls that are there. And yeah, that being said, this is a good episode.
Yeah, man, it's a good. I feel like it always takes us a few episodes after like a long break
After
to
a
get
trip,
back
you
into the
think so?
groove.
I feel like we're coming in.
But
We're
it
grinding. We're
was
coming
good.
in smooth, man.
Yeah. Y'all missed the countdown. Like the countdown messed
right?
up.
And we're like, oh shoot, we got to make sure the settings are straight.
Yeah.
But-
But yeah, it's always fun. Like I always tell people like having this is such a good outlet to
Yeah.
just vent and talk about anything and it's
For
like
sure.
now when people ask me like, yo, so what's your podcast about? I'm like, what is it not about?
Yeah,
You know
bro.
what
What
I
is
mean?
it
Like,
not about? I mean,
yeah.
like, yo, that's why my go-to, because at first there was obviously the very deep detail of what we wanted it to be, and then after being in it, you
Yeah.
realize there's like so much that just needs to happen naturally, and that's why I think the most natural way to put it is the individuality thing. I'm like, bro, it's just me and my guy.
Yeah.
My guy, he's from Vietnam. I'm from Cameroon. We're talking about our shit. We're giving our experience, and that's really it. We're
Yeah.
talking about who we are, sharing with the people, and hopefully y'all share back.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully, because
hopefully.
y'all gotta stay engaging, because honestly, we sometimes get DMs and we get comments that we're like, yeah, we need to hear more, like more opinions from this person, or like
we need to
whatever it may
hear
be.
more.
So,
But
you know,
and coming
for
soon,
sure.
we'll definitely be shouting out those who've been interacting. So if
Yeah.
you want to shout out, go ahead and again leave a comment, and we'll tap in you guys. You're locked in. You're here to stay.
Yeah.
That being said, have a nice night, nice morning, nice afternoon, wherever you are, and take it easy. Peace.
Peace.